Hello students, in this video we are going to do the chapter topic related to influence of Christianity. So I'll be reading it out for you and then I'll explain. It is all about Saint Francis Xavier. So let's quickly begin with the reading and explanation. It says, the arrival of Vasco da Gama in Calicut in 1498 is a landmark in the history of Christianity in India. With the arrival of Portuguese in India, the visit of Roman Catholic mission to India became very organized and were initially confined to Goa, Cochin, Tuticorin and other coastal areas. Saint Francis Xavier became the first Jesuit missionary to arrive in India in 1542. He played a significant role in spreading Christianity in India. So before Saint Francis came to India, it is that Vasco da Gama came to Calicut, and then onwards the others, as they came, the Roman Catholic missions, they along with the Portuguese, they spread the word of Jesus to, or the word of Christianity to different parts of the country, but they were still confined to the areas where they had first landed, the areas of Goa, Cochin and so on, the other such places which were nearby. After that came the Jesuit missionary, and that was Saint Francis Xavier. So that is the one, he is the one who did a lot of work in spreading the word of Christianity in different parts, and he in a very humble way taught all the people about different things related to Christianity. So we are going to do more about Saint Francis Xavier, reading a little bit about his life. Not the early life, but the life as he spent over here in India. So beginning with the early life, we can say he was born on April 7, 1506, and that was in the castle of Xavier in Spain. Later onwards, after he completed his teachings, his studies, and working as a teacher for some time, then he felt a strong zeal, and that was in attending to the sick people in the hospital and doing some charity work over there. Later onwards, by 1537, he decided that he will become a priest. Later onwards, after 4 years, you can say, in 1541, he started his missionary work, and that was started with his visit to India, and he first landed to Goa in 1542. Just 1 year later, when he started doing his mission work, he came to India, and that was in Goa. He spent his first 5 months in preaching and attending all the sick people in the hospital, telling them about Christianity and Bible and maybe other such teachings. And he would go through the streets ringing a little bell so that he could bring all the children to them and teach them about Christianity, about whatever his teachings and preachings were regarding the faith, and also making them understand the thing in a very easy way, as it will be easier for the kids to understand. So that is how he started preaching about Christianity. For 6 years that he spent over here in India, he kept on working as a mission to tell everyone about the faith. And other Jesuit missionaries also arrived in India, and it was by 1584 that he sent all these other missionaries to the various other important centers of the country. That means spreading the word to different places like missions. So Saint Xavier worked relentlessly for 10 years in India. That means from 1542 in a way you can say, since then till 1552. And it was not that after that he left from here, rather he he passed away by 2nd of December by 1552, or on 1552, 2nd of December, he died. So when he died, at that time he was on his voyage to China, and while he was going over there he died. He did not survive, but his body remained over there for almost 1 year, and then it came to India towards the place near Goa. And when it reached over there, it was considered that it was still as fresh as it was on its day of burial. Since then, that particular dead body has been kept preserved properly and is like an enshrined place in the Basilica of Bom Jesus in Goa. So you might be asked whose body is kept over there. It is, the name is Bom Jesus, but it is not Jesus's body or not any of his disciple, but rather it is the priest Saint Francis Xavier, who worked a lot in Indian pretext, you can say Indian demographic area regarding Christianity. So his body has been preserved and kept over there as an enshrined thing over there in Goa. Now we see the impact of Christian missionaries. I'll be reading it out to you point by point. It is they had a lot of important impact on the various different fields, promoting language, literature, art, and point wise we see the missionaries, in order to understand and to be understood by the Indian people, brought grammars and dictionaries to Indian languages so that they could understand their languages and in a way teach them their own language. So it was like mutual passing on of the knowledge of the languages. We came to know about the English people came to know about Indian languages, and so on. The dictionaries and the grammar was made even better. Besides that, Saint Francis learned the language of Malabar and brought out a manual of grammar and vocabulary, which helped the Jesuits and other missionaries to learn the languages. So understanding the language and the grammar of that, it was all the South Indian language was made by the efforts of Saint Francis, and this not only worked or helped him, but rather in general it helped all the other missionaries and the people who came from outside. They even were able to understand this grammar and the language itself. Besides that, even the people over there native or around in the nearby places could also understand and learn and remember the languages through these particular help books. Besides that, the English Jesuit Thomas Stephens brought out an epic in Konkani and a grammar book. Diego Ribeiro, another English missionary, wrote a grammar book and booklet on Christian doctrine. So we can see there were many missionaries who were writers obviously, and they brought out various books which added more to the literature and literary heritage of our Indian culture, as well as the Christian culture which was going or progressing in Indian pretext. So that is how we can say it was a great impact of this Christian missionaries and Christian work which helped in promotion of the literature and language of these particular areas. The missionaries began teaching Western music in church schools in India, and apart from music, they also taught dance and instrumental music, instruments, music, everything. Many churches had music schools, so children could understand and sing and learn new songs, new instruments, new music pieces, and this was more over, you can say it was combining to the Indian roots, Indian culture, and this was again in a form of composite culture, which was blooming in the Indian culture with the you can say British or maybe the foreign taste. So this was a totally different flavor of art, music, as well as of literature and grammar itself. The missionaries and the church were also The missionaries and the church were also teachers and patrons in India of the art and painting, carving, and sculpture. You must have seen the Roman and the Greek sculpture and architecture. So those styles were also brought in India, and when people in India imbibed them, started taking them, they started mixing them with the Indian styles, and this was again a fusion, just like the Indo-Persian or Indo-Islamic. This was again an Anglo-Indian style of having representation through the art, painting, sculpture, literature, music, everything. The Portuguese church provided the earliest introduction of European architectural ideas in India. So Portuguese brought those European styles of architecture to India. So that was another added feature to the Indian style of architecture, which was a composite culture, composite style, Anglo-Indian, or you can say foreign style combined with the Indian style. Then Indo-Portuguese style, you can say. The missionaries were also the best interpreters of India to the Western world, and their popular letters from the mission field. So through their mission work or through their work of spreading the word of Christianity, they also went back to their places and gave a lot of report and a lot of information about India to their people. So that is how India was also introduced and represented to the Western world through these missionaries, and that is how Indian culture, Indian things gained popularity there, and more of the people started coming to India. So that is how we can say these missions and these missionary works and Christianity had a great impact on the culture, architecture, art, literature, and grammar, painting, everything in the Indian pretext we see. So this comes to the end of the chapter. Now, without wasting any time, we will not make another module for the question answers. We'll try to do this over here only. So question number 1 we will take out. These are the questions which are given at the back of your book, the short answer type questions. We'll quickly do that. As per my edition of the book, this chapter starts from page number 87. So we'll do from there. Question number 1. Question answers are on page number 95. Question 1. What is meant by the term composite culture? So you will write, if you have the same edition of the book, you can mark in the book. It is on page number 87. It is the very first paragraph. From there we will start from the 4th line. It says, if you don't have the book, you can now write. The interaction of the Turks with the Indians resulted in the development of a new composite culture. Leave one line. This culture was neither purely Persian nor entirely Indian, but a fusion of the best elements of the two. So this is your answer number 1. Question number 2. Mention any 2 factors which promoted composite culture during the Mughal age. You will write in points, you will write in the answer. First is the invasion of the Turks brought the Turkish culture in India, which promoted Turkish style of music, art and architecture, and which fused in with the Indian style, leading to the composite culture. Second, you will write bajak, which introduced various different teachings of such leaders who promoted the Indo-Islamic culture. Question number 3. What is bajak? How is it divided? As per my edition, the answer is on page number 87 and 88. It's a longer answer, so you will write it over there. I'll give it to you in the way how it has to be marked in the book also, and the others, those who don't have the same edition, you can just find out, or otherwise you can just mark right now, or you can just write it down somewhere. Page number 87, it starts from the first point which is given bajak. From there you will write bajak, the seed book, is the compilation of the verses of Kabir. Same paragraph, the last 3 lines. He wanted to transform society by promoting peace and harmony. After that, next paragraph, second line. The bajak is preserved by the Kabir Panthis, the followers of Kabir. Now, third paragraph then, from the first line. Bajak comprises 3 main sections called Sakhi, Ramayani and Shabd. We are not doing this in detail, so you can simply write from the other page, page number 88. First point, the Sakhi is composed in Doha or couplet form. Second point, you will write Ramayani form is usually written in the meter called Chaupai and is usually based on a musical rag. Third point, you will write the third form, the Shabd, is metrically the loosest form. Metrically the loosest form means it does not have the meter at all, any rhythm or rhyme. So this is your answer number 3. This was the longest one. Now we have all of them not as long as this. Question number 4. Enumerate any 3 teachings of Kabir according to the bajak. So as per my book, page number 88, the very first heading given over here on the left hand side is Kabir's teachings according to bajak. From here you will mark the first point, there is only one God, he may be worshipped under many names. Then fifth point, there are no caste distinctions and no supremacy of the priestly class. And then the last point given here, he denounced idol worship, empty rituals, meaningless ceremonies and pilgrimages to the holy places. So these 3 points you can write in answer number 4. Question 5. Who compiled Guru Granth Sahib? Why is it called the living Guru? Here again in my book from page number 88, the heading given as second point, Guru Granth Sahib. From there you will mark, obviously the full paragraph is the answer, you can just leave the last 2 lines, rest everything is here. I'll read it out for you. The 5th Sikh Guru, Guru Arjan Dev, compiled Guru Nanak Dev's hymn along with those of his 4 successors and other religious preachers like Baba Farid, Ravidas and Kabir in the Adi Granth Sahib in Amritsar, Punjab. Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th Guru, included the compositions of 9th Guru, Guru Tegh Bahadur, and a couplet of his own, and this scripture was called the Guru Granth Sahib. This is the answer of the first part of the question, that is who compiled Guru Granth Sahib. Second part is why is it called a living Guru? just on the same page, in the opposite side, you will see, I mean on the right hand side, it is given just above the heading Guru Nanak's teachings. There you will mark, Guru Granth Sahib is considered by Sikh as a spiritual guide not only for them but for the entire humanity. They regard it as a living guru that has all the answers regarding religion and morality. So this is your answer number 5. Next is question number 6. Briefly list the teachings of Guru Nanak according to Guru Granth Sahib. So page number 88 as per my book, under the heading Guru Nanak's teachings, which is the last paragraph on the right hand side over here on this page. First, you will write second point. He advocated devotion to God in place of ritualism. Then fourth point, he emphasized the importance of devotion to God and the repetition of Satnam, which should combine with meditation. It is the only means by which a soul can be saved from the cycle of birth and rebirth. And then the last point, which is on page number 89, it is he condemned idolatry in all its forms. So that is all your answer number 6. Question 7. Now as per my book, it is a question which says, which Sufi saint's tomb is enshrined in the Ajmer Sharif Dargah? This we will answer. The second part of the question is, what was his main belief? We are not going to do that because that is not even given in the text itself. So we will just stick to the first part and we will simply write it as, Ajmer Sharif is the holy shrine of the Sufi saint Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti, located at Ajmer in Rajasthan. This is your answer number 7. Next we will move on to question number 8. It says, mention any 2 doctrines of the Bhakti cult. So this you will mark from page number 92 as per my edition I am saying. Doctrines of Bhakti cult, if you can find it in your book, any page, anywhere, you can just simply mark it over there as point number 2. They are asking you to give any 2 of the doctrines, so you will write the second point. By following the path of true devotion or bhakti, one can find salvation. Blind faith, empty ceremonies and external rites are not to be followed. And then sixth point you will write, one must avoid image worship, caste distinction and class hatred. Now remember, I am giving you all those points which are very repetitive, so that if you have any particular topic asked, you have to give only the similar kind of answers. So I hope it will be easier for you to remember. So that is why I have taken all those points which have very much similarities and very much similar to each other. They have a lot of things common. So those points we are taking, we can say we are trying to take them. Next is question number 9. What is meant by Sufism? Name one Sufi saint. So in your book itself, there where the question is asked, you can answer the second part. Name one Sufi saint. You can write Hazrat Nizamuddin. You can see the name is given over there as a heading also. So second part we have answered. Now the first part. What is meant by Sufism? Under the heading Sufism, as per my book, it is on page number 93. You will mark, I am reading it out from the beginning of the paragraph. The word Sufi has come from the Arabic word suf, meaning wool, and was used for the mystics who used to wear only a coarse woolen garment. According to some scholars, the word Sufi has been derived from Safa, meaning purity, or Saf you can say. Then you will leave a line. From the next line you will write, preaching religious tolerance, brotherhood and oneness of God. So this is all you have about Sufism. Next we will see question number 10. Mention any 2 doctrines of Sufism. So as per my book on page number 93, you have the heading Doctrines of Sufism. From there you will write the second point, one can reach God through personal devotion and not through empty rituals. And second point, the next point you will write, which is point number 4, equality and brotherhood of all human beings irrespective of caste, color, creed and religion. That will be your answer number 9. Answer number 10. Next we have question 11. Write a short note on the life of Saint Francis Xavier. As per my book, it is on page number 94. I'll read it out for you. Under the heading Saint Francis Xavier, you will write Saint Francis Xavier was born on April 7, 1506 in the castle of Xavier in Spain. Then leave a few lines, and then there you will find in 1541 he started his missionary journey towards India and landed at Goa in 1542. After that, again you will leave 2 lines. Third line you will mark, he would go through the streets ringing a bell and inviting the children to hear the word of God. Again leave 2 lines. Third line it is, during the 6 years that Saint Xavier had been working in India, leave a line and there you will mark, he sent these missionaries to the principal centers of India where he had established missions. After that, leaving 2 lines, he died on December 2, 1552. Next line, his mortal remains were brought back to Goa the following year. And then we'll move on to the last 3 lines. The body of Saint Francis Xavier is still enshrined in Basilica of Bom Jesus in Goa. So that finishes the entire explanation of the life of Saint Xavier, or you can say the entire description of short note on Saint Xavier. So this finishes your question answers. Long answer type question answers you can mark in your book, but these you can do it in your fair. So with this, we've come to the end of this chapter. We have finished this chapter. Next module, next video, we will be starting up the next chapter. So with this, we come to the end. I hope you'll be able to finish the question answers carefully, and you can just simply ask me, message me if you have any requests, any problems regarding the question answers.